so focused for the first hour of your work that you felt like you could take on the world? Unfortunately, this state of flow and focus didn't last because around afternoon you started to notice the drip in productivity as well as in focus. As the hours went by, you started to feel more and more tired and you couldn't think clearly anymore, and there were so many distractions around you that it felt impossible to work. If that's something you're experiencing or you have experienced it in the past, I want to tell you that it's not because you were lazy or because the procrastination is the problem, or maybe that's something wrong with you. None of that. The issue is your chronotype and the fact that you're not aligned with it. And because you're not following your chronotype, you feel like everything around you is out of alignment and you cannot unlock peak performance. And because you're not following your chronotype and you are not working in your chronotype zone, then you're experiencing these performance shifts. Good news is that once you figure out what your chronotype is and you're going to follow the structure and everything that comes with it, your productivity, focus, and everything that you want will skyrocket and you're going to unlock peak performance. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how you can do it. So without further ado, let's just dive right into the video. Okay, so let's begin with understanding of what a chronotype is. So a chronotype is a biologically ingrained predisposition that determines the fluctuation in your alertness, energy, and productivity within a given 24-hour period. And essentially, your chronotype is determined by your circadian rhythm, which is your internal clock that regulates your sleep, your wake-up time, as well as when you eat, when you are active. And these cycles are shaped by your genetics, lifestyle, habits, and environment. And according to Dr. Michael Bruce, who is a clinical psychologist as well as the author of the book The Power of When, there are 4 distinct chronotypes: Dolphin, Lion, Bear, and Wolf. And as you can see, each of these chronotypes have different schedules. They have different wake-up times, bedtimes, different times when they work, different times when they exercise. And this is essentially very important to understand. However, it can be sometimes very difficult to do so these days because you see a lot of gurus online, they share this advice that, you have to wake up at 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. or even earlier than that to succeed in whatever you're trying to succeed in, or else you are going to fail. And this toxic advice is really damaging your potential as well as what you could be doing every single day and have energy, focus, and productivity. And there are other self-development challenges as well that tell you to wake up at 5 a.m. for the next 20 or 50 days with a promise that you're going to feel better and get more done. But usually that is very short term and very short lasted, and it won't help you have this incredible focus and energy for a long period of time. And this generalized advice of waking up a certain time that should apply to everyone is a very bad advice because it won't help you progress faster and you will essentially sabotage yourself as well as your success. And the best way you can go about finding what your chronotype is to go online and do a free quiz by the Dr. Michael Bruce, and the link is in the description below, and it will look like this. You will take the quiz, it only takes a couple of minutes, and you'll be able to find out what of those 4 chronotypes you are, and you'll be able to base everything around you in terms of productivity, in terms of your wake up time and sleep time, based on your chronotype for maximum efficiency. Okay, now that you know what the chronotype is, now it's very important for you to understand what are the chronotype zones. And chronotype zone is a peak performance window that is coded into your biology, and it's essentially a time within your physiology's 24-hour cycle where cognitive functions are at your highest. You can think better, you can think clearly, and everything flows around you. And it's very easy for you to also access flow state while you work. And most entrepreneurs, and here is where it goes all wrong, is that they work outside of their chronotype zone, which means that they're wasting a lot of time and effort by doing so. And usually they do it because they want to work more in a day, and that's why they delay their sleep and they go to sleep very late in a day, and they, mix up their circadian rhythm, and they also force themselves and they push harder even though their brain cannot function anymore. They cannot think, but they just have to push no matter what, because that's what society is essentially telling entrepreneurs, that they have to hustle 12-hour days, 16-hour days, or else they're never going to achieve what they want to achieve. And by fighting our biology, we're actually doing ourselves more harm than good, and we're actually going against ourselves big time. And when you work outside of your chronotype zone, it really feels like you're working against the wind. You're not going with the wind when everything flows around. You're going against the wind. You have to exert more energy and effort to push through. And the progress is very slow, it's painful, and it's really a struggle to work and make progress every single day. By doing all these things, entrepreneurs waste a lot of time and energy, and they lost many opportunities due to them just not simply being efficient and working in their chronotype zone. Their output is below average or subpar, and they face a lot of resistance as well as procrastination with their work. And once you adjust your chronotype as well as your chronotype zone, you are going to feel like everything just comes easy to you. Your output is going to skyrocket. You're going to deliver amazing results for yourself. You're not going to exert all your energy, focus, and effort on a task, and working will be efficient and rewarding for you. So as you can see, hours are totally unequal in this scenario because it's not about how many hours you work or who you are working with or how hard you work every single day. It's mostly about when you work that makes the biggest difference, because 1 hour spent working in your chronotype zone equals to 4 hours spent working outside of your chronotype zone. So essentially, if you manage to plan your schedule, plan your days around your chronotype zone, which you will find out later in this video, then everything will just go faster, smoother. So instead of trying to schedule every minute or every hour of the day inside your schedule, just try to figure out what to do based on your time availability, prioritize your tasks based on your chronotype zone, and when you have the optimal cognitive resources to perform the particular task. And your chronotype zone is mostly for the tasks that move the needle forward in your business or in your career. They're not supposed to be spent and wasted on tasks that are low focus or don't require a lot of energy to perform. You want to leave those low focus, low priority, and low importance tasks for later when you have less energy, less focus. And once you're done with the most cognitive demanding tasks and essentially you're done with your deep work, now it's the time to do those tasks and essentially recover as well as recharge, brainstorm, and you can also think creatively or critically about the certain problems in your business. Now let's look at how ideal day in a life would look like for each of the 4 chronotypes. Let's start with the ideal day for a bear. So bears tend to wake up around 7 a.m. And what's recommended after that is to do a quick 10 to 15 minute exercise to get the cortisol flowing. Then deep work follows from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. And this is bears' chronotype zone where they're most focused and when they need to do the needle moving tasks. After that, it's recommended to eat lunch, and also do a post-lunch walk. Then continue the windows of productivity continue from 1 p.m. to 30 p.m. And then you have that's where you have another peak if you're a bear. And then it falls down, right? You have essentially the energy and productivity dip, which is usually around from 2:30 to 2:50 or 3 p.m. And this is where you want to recharge by taking a nap or taking a walk or meditating for those 20 minutes. And then after that, you can take calls, meetings, reply to emails, or do all the low focus tasks from 3 p.m. until 6 p.m. When 6 p.m. hits, it's really recommended for you to do your workout. So from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m., that's where you exercise. And by 7:30 p.m., you eat your last meal. And then after that, it's your time to recover, socialize, relax from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. And night routine for bears starts around 10 p.m. and they are sleep by 11 p.m. Now let's look at the lion chronotype. And if you are a lion, the best time you can wake up is from 5:30 a.m. to 6 a.m. Then you eat breakfast, you have some meditation and a cold shower to wake up and prepare the body. Then the recommended deep work for you and the chronotype zone is from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. This is where you tackle the most important tasks for the day. And after that, you have some creative work, meetings, journaling, reading, and brainstorming from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. Okay, this is another peak in your energy, in your focus, but you want to spend that time doing something creative or socializing or dealing with people or managing the team. After that, you can hit the gym from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. and you eat your last meal by 7 p.m. And then it's time for you to socialize, relax, and recover from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Your night routine starts at 10 p.m. and you should be asleep at 10:30 p.m. Now, wolves are going to be slightly different because your ideal wake up time is around 7:30 a.m. to 9 a.m., right? And you don't start your day with deep work. You don't start your day with the most important cognitive demanding task of the day. You start your day with light work. So from 9 a.m. or 10 a.m., depending on whether you wake up at 7:30 a.m. or 9, you want to do light tasks to 12 p.m. And after that, after you eat your lunch, then your deep work starts from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Okay. And after your deep work is done, after you have that cognitive peak, then you want to tackle meetings and calls from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Workout from 6 p.m. to 7, and then you can socialize or do more work until 8, and you eat your last big meal by 9. Okay, and then your relax and recover time starts from 9 to 11. Your night routine starts at 11 and your sleep at midnight. And last one, we have dolphins. So if you're a dolphin, it's one of the rarest chronotype out there. The majority of people are bears. If you're a dolphin, then your suggested wake up time is around 6:30 a.m. You want to have breakfast, meditation, cold shower, as well as quick workout to spike the cortisol and get you ready for the day. Now, you have a creative peak around 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., so you can do tasks that involve a lot of creativity instead of critical thinking. And from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m., this is your window where you do the deep work. This is where you're the most focused, and this is where your productivity is at its peak, right? So you want to do the most important tasks of the day from noon to 6 p.m. And then you also want to consume your last meal by 8. You want to relax and recover from 8:30 to 10:30, and you want to start your night routine and night protocol from 10:30, and you should be asleep by 11:30. So these were the ideal schedules for each of the chronotypes as well as their chronotype zones. So once you find out which of those 4 chronotypes you are, everything's just going to be easier for you. Your days are going to flow more. You're going to be more focused and energized. You'll be able to perform deep work way better than before because you are going to be aligned with your biology, right? And everything's just going to be easy from there. And look, nothing that I mentioned is like really set in stone. These things can change. You can change your chronotypes as you go, as you change your lifestyle habits and behaviors, like I discussed in the start of this video, right? It can change, and you can be sometimes a hybrid of both. The point here is that you don't want to think of this like this is set in stone, like you have to wake up at this time, you have to go to the bed this time. Like it can change. It's just like a structure that you can think about, like structure for your day, a structure when you are in your chronotype zone, when you should wake up, when you should go to sleep, and you can just create a life around that. Yeah, so that's everything for this video. If you have any questions about this topic, about chronotypes or anything that I mentioned in this video, let me know in the comments below. I'll be happy to help out, or you can directly reach me on Instagram. The link is in the description. And yeah, I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you in the next one.